Glenn Maxwell. He's been a thorn in Afghanistan's flesh for some time now. The 50-over World Cup, where he single-leggedly took the game away from Afghanistan. Right. And I think he's waiting for Australia to show his class. And the minute his class comes up, I think Indians will be probably very, very hard team to beat. Important and crucial factors in determining a match. I think this is a video that you would really like. What we're going to talk about? Australia versus India, a virtual quarterfinal. Not just this, Bangladesh versus Afghanistan is also going to be extremely crucial. And if you want to know a lot of the numbers and the details, just have a listen in. In the last 2 years, I'm going to give you some data. India have played Australia 8 times, all of it in India, out of which India leads 6 games to 2. But this is not being played in India, it's being played in West Indies. We have not played, we meaning India, have not played a T20 international this year. However, India has certain history along with Australia in the World Cup. We played 5 games, out of which we won 3. Kohli has been among the best. As far when it comes to Australia, I think Kohli has his way of scoring. You bring in the most competitive team and put in the most competitive player, is the ideal environment for him to thrive. I think he's waiting for Australia to show his class. And the minute his class comes up, I think Indians will be probably very, very hard team to beat. At the moment, Virat Kohli has about 794 runs against Australia. That is an average of 53 runs and 850 at a strike rate of 144 when it comes to Australia. The next is Rohit Sharma, who has 392 runs in 22 games, almost similar, same number of games, an average of 25. It's almost double for Virat Kohli. So for the Virat Kohli fans, this match is going to get you your runs. That's exactly what we are all as Indian fans looking at. And Virat Kohli fans, you will all definitely be looking forward to him playing against Australia. Jasprit Bumrah leads the wicket charts with 16 wickets in 13 games, followed by Akshar Patel, who's got 13 wickets in 8 games. So we have these two players are also currently doing well for India at the moment. In Bumrah, of course, really ripping it through, and I'm sure Akshar Patel will also be. He's been among wickets, been conceding a few runs, but I think those days are going to be left behind when it comes to Australia. Let's not be biased. Let's get into some Australian figures as well. Glenn Maxwell. He's been a thorn in Afghanistan's flesh for some time now. The 50-over World Cup, where he single-leggedly took the game away from Afghanistan. And even in the game in T20, the match that they played and they lost to Afghanistan, he was the lone run scorer with a 50. So it almost seemed as if Glenn Maxwell do have his magic once again, will play his magic once again against Afghanistan. But Afghanistan this time stood tall, stood firm and got his wicket and ultimately won for the first time against Australia, and what a stage to win it, which meant that this group has opened up big time. So Glenn Maxwell leads the run chart for Australia with 554 runs in 21 games. He's got 200s. Matthew Wade has scored 487 in 16 games and comes second after Glenn Maxwell. Both of them again having a reasonable run. Wade is playing a little low this time, but I still think he's got a lot of runs in him. Adam Zampa has been the lead wicket taker for Australia against India with 12 wickets in 15 games, followed by Nathan Ellis, who's got 7 in 5 games. So there's a lot of difference in the number of wickets that are being picked up against India by the rest of the bowlers. So it remains to be seen whether this is going to be a batter versus batter battle or bowler versus bowler battle. At the moment, I feel it looks like which of the batting department is going to do exceedingly well, but never take Jasprit Bumrah and Adam Zampa out of the equation when he has in the last game. Zampa has picked up quite a few wickets, 3 wickets, and Bumrah, of course, has been among a lot of wickets at the moment. What happened to Australia was a bit of a jolt or a shock, as one would call it, against Afghanistan. Now, what has happened is because of that loss and the runs difference in which that has happened, it is not only enough if Australia beats India. Afghanistan should lose to Bangladesh or win it as a close encounter so that the NRR comes lesser. and so that Australia's NRR is not impacted. At the moment, Australia has a positive 0.22 NRR and Afghanistan has a negative 0.65 because of their loss against India. So Australia not just have to beat India, the other results completely depend on, the other results will also help them in qualifying to the next level. India, of course, have few things to worry. I think Rohit Sharma's form is probably their biggest concern, and Virat Kohli. But there's an excellent point made by Ashwin yesterday in his tweet. He said, I think we've got to get used to quick 30 by any player as opposed to players spending time, which is exactly how India has planned its innings. You will see that everybody is going at it really quickly. So you have 120 balls. So imagine six players getting to a quick 30 using 15, 16 balls, and that is all. And you then have a balance of about 20 balls or 15 balls to go, which some people can go big, leading to a score of over 200. So this is the way I have a feeling that the Indian team is also planning its attack. Even if a Shivam Dubey takes 5 balls to get to his 7 or 8 runs, you see that in 10 balls, he's at about 25, which is the way they want him to play, and which is what is happening at the moment and is working very well for India. And after coming to the West Indies, India have also been able to get a lot more runs under their belt, considering the wickets are also playing well. India is going to play their next fixture against Australia in the Darren Sammy Stadium, which is a very small ground, boasts are very small boundaries. I know it's nothing much to boast about, but imagine a game where power hitters are playing. Finally, I think for those who are so used to seeing big numbers in T20, could get the opportunity to see Australia and India score over 200 runs plus. It's a bat first wicket which has hosted 5 games, where 3 games have been won by the team batting first, and an average of 160 at a loss of 6 wickets has been where it stands, the average. However, this is a day game where South Africa beat England defending 163 by 7 runs. So, as much as we say that teams batting first have won, a tight bowling spell, I would say England gave it away more than South Africa winning it. But nonetheless, the team batting first again has won the game. Traditionally, it's this wicket supports seamers more than spinners, which I don't think both teams have much to worry about. They've got a good set of seamers and spinners coming to the ranks. What is left to be seen is whether Mohammad Siraj will therefore make a comeback into the team, or will India continue to go with the same 11. I have a feeling India will continue to go with the same 11 because they've got Hardik Pandya doing a fantastic job for them as a third seaming option. Arshdeep and Bumrah leading the way. Both these teams, however, have something going against them, which is their collapse of the middle order. Not been doing too well. Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya India have been lucky that in each of the games they have kind of stood out and managed to hold their fort. But their middle order batting, both India and Australia, need to figure out a way to contribute a lot more. India wins, then they are through with, and they're undefeated. It's very similar to what happened in the 50-over World Cup. So at some level, if you all believe in superstition, you hope that maybe India could have lost one game coming on the way over here. Let us take the rain hit game as the loss, and we'll move on with it as Indian fans. Overall, the match that is going to be played on Monday will be a batter's paradise. And that's exactly what we are also used to. So get ready for a cracker of a game. Get ready for a game that's going to have so much of drama. And believe me, you would not have seen a better 3-hour movie. Watch the match and have a jolly good time with your popcorn and your drink. See you soon. If you like what you hear and like what you're seeing, do like, share, and subscribe to Coach Aarti.